Alright, so we finished the puzzle in the bizarre planet, and we saved Urube. Amazing. Shidou and Shirobei carried Urube's unconscious body out of the shop. As soon as we step outside, we heard Hogstein's voice echoing from the speakers. It was pretty dramatic.
残念だったな。浦部は返してもらった。快く交渉に応じてくれたお前の行為に敬意を表する。
I smiled a little at Shidou's sarcasm. He spat out the words and then hung up.
なんだかいつも以上に疲れちゃったよ。
Oh, we need to warm Urube up so he doesn't get sick.
ああ、ひとまずレストランまで運ぼう。
I'll ask the piglets if they can give us anything warm. As the others picked up Urube, I ran ahead to the restaurant to get things ready. I asked the piglet to turn on the heat in the restaurant, and they obliged, even going so far as to give me a large towel to dry Urube off with. I've really been feeling like I can understand them better lately. I was still thinking about that when the guys finally showed up.
Saki.
Oh, you're right on time. I just got this towel.
ありがたい。それじゃあ俺がこいつの体を拭こう。
Thanks. I handed him the towel.
じゃあ僕は目押しさんと一緒にみんなのお弁当を作ってもらってくるよ。
They headed off toward the counter and I sat down to rest. It looked like we've been waiting in the restaurant until the hotel arrived. I hope Urube is gonna be okay. Oh, sure. That was Urube.
体を拭き終わってタオルにくるんだ。あとは奴の目が覚めるのを待つだけだ。
Good.
少し時間をもらえないか。
Yeah, we need to make out or something. I don't know. Well, sure. I guess so.
調べさん、少し外してもいいか。
ああ、構わんよ。こいつのことは俺が見とく。
He gave us a dismissive wave and turned back around.
行こう。
Sure. What does he want? I know what he wants, man. I know what he wants. As we stepped outside, I felt the night wind brush pleasantly against my skin.
昨日の話だが。
Huh?
俺がなぜ人を守りたいと強く思うのかだ。
Are you still on about that? I only asked just to be polite. Oh, right. He turned around and looked straight into my eyes. He didn't want to talk about it yesterday. What changed his mind? Yeah, I mean, just stay quiet and listen. I should just listen. I nodded.
"俺の親父も刑事でな。愚直でひたむきな泥臭い刑事だった。古い気質と言ってもいいだろう。
What kind of dirty? You know, when you say a cop is dirty, it has a different kind of implication, you know? But I guess Shidou doesn't mean like, you know, a dirty cop, more so a cop that is willing to, you know, like willing to do the legwork, I guess is what he's trying to say.
時にはぶつかりもしたが、俺はそんな親父を尊敬していた。
Shidou paused for a moment and he looked a little sad. Did something happen to him?
ああ、親父はある時、警察の上層部からの圧力に負け、たった一つだけ刑事としての悔いを残しながら死んでいった。
Interesting. I mean, that's kind of like a classic setup, you know, like a a cop that's trying to be like a good person, but then as it turns out, everyone else is kind of corrupt and everything, and you can't catch the bad guy because they're being protected by bureaucracy and politicians and stuff like that. And,
俺は親父に悔いを残させた腐った警察の組織を変えるために親父と同じ刑事になった。
He sighed and shook his head.
俺も若かったんだろうな。きっと変えられるし変えてみせる、そう思っていたんだ。しかしその気負いが俺に大きなミスを起こさせた。担当した事件で同僚を失った。俺が焦ってミスをしたせいだ。だからそれ以来何かを守るためには常に冷静であれと自分自身に言い聞かせているのさ。
Okay. He gave me a bitter smile and shook his head. Thank you for telling me that. I felt kind of bad yesterday after I asked you. So I guess, this is the origin of why, he wants to protect everyone and everything. But why did you decide to tell me now?
なんでだろうな。
He sighed.
俺自身にもよくわからない。だが、なぜだか聞いてもらいたくなったんだ。お前は特別なのかもしれないな。
The right person?
誰かに自分の本当の気持ちを打ち明けたい、そう思うことがあるだろう。
Yeah, I know what you mean. If talking to me will make you feel better, you can talk to me anytime you need to.
ありがとう。こんな話誰にでもできるものじゃないからな。お前が聞いてくれて。
Yo, I was happy to. That was awfully nice of him to say. I'm glad he feels better now. My face felt a bit worn, but I gave him a small smile. Do you think we should go back in, Shidou? Maybe Urabe's woken up.
でも戻る前に、そのよそよそしい喋り方はやめにしないか。
I guess friend zone. What?
そう。これから俺を呼ぶときは下の名前でいい。そっちの方が仲間って感じがしないか。
Subaru? Was it Subaru, I believe. Is it Subaru? The car? I'm just thinking of the car company. I don't know, anyway. I'm sure.
当たり前だろ。
He gave me a short nod and a smile, then turned and walked back toward the restaurant. Oh, that was different. It felt kinda nice though. I smiled to myself and turned to follow Shidou. No, Subaru. Now, inside. Subaru. We stayed at the restaurant for a little longer, but Urabe didn't wake up. The time came for the hotel to arrive, so we lifted his unconscious body and carried him down to the clock. Clock? No, dock. I was like clock. For some reason, my eyes saw clock. But no,
どう
dock.
だった？
It looks like his fever still hasn't gone down. We should probably leave him alone for now. I went to check on Mitarashi, who was still deep asleep. I didn't want to wake him up, so I headed back to Urabe's room.
まあ流星は前に任せて俺たちは今後のことを打ち合わせようじゃないか。
今後のことって浦部さんのこと？
そうだな。みんなの意見を聞きたい。それに浦部自身からも話を聞かなきゃならん。
ああ、やはりこのゲームには何か裏があるように思えてならない。昨夜の話にもあったが、ここに俺たちが集められたのも何か意図があるんじゃないだろうか。
その理由が何なのかだな。
おう、そういえば調べさん、あなたはこのランドに何か事件の真相を追ってやってきたと言っていたが、それは一体どんな事件だったんだ？
やれやれ。ここまで来たら話さないわけにはいかないか。
He rubbed his hand over his beard for a few minutes before he began to talk.
10年以上前の話だ。この金同士の循環バスが夜の道路で中央分離帯を越えて乗用車と衝突した。
Okay, so we're hearing this about this directly. Again, last time, because I did Meoshi's route first, we only heard about this a little bit from his perspective. It happened at night. I didn't realize that it was at nighttime, actually. Maybe maybe it was already mentioned, but in my head, I didn't think it was at nighttime.
バスは横転して炎上し、そのバスの乗客と乗用車に乗っていた家族のほとんどが死亡したんだ。その事故に俺が師匠と呼んでいた雑誌記者も巻き込まれたのさ。
10年以上前のバス事故。まさか金堂循環バス炎上事故か。
ああ、何か知ってるのか。
その案件の捜査には俺の親父が関わっていたんだ。
Which makes me, well, if you connect the pieces, is Shidou's father the one that talked to Meoshi, maybe? I wonder.
父親が事故の捜査に。
Oh, you mean as a police detective?
あ
あ。そうなんだ。さきちゃん詳しいね。
I had a feeling I knew what he was hinting at, but I decided to ignore it for the time being.
その事故、いや事件は
Urube?
私の父のせいなんです。
A lot of fathers and mentors being involved. We hadn't even noticed Urube wake up, but when he turned around, he was already sitting up in his bed.
そいつはどういうことだ。
そしてその事件こそが私がワルドブーに加担することになった原因なんです。
Okay, the plot is, getting even deeper, or rather, not. What's the phrase? The plot thickens. Yes, that's the phrase I was thinking about. Anyway.
なんだと。
What do you mean?
どんな理由があろうとも皆さんの命を危険にさらした罪はもう許されない。私などあの爆発に巻き込まれて死ぬべきだったのです。
No.
おい、それでは答えになっていない。理由を教えてくれ。死んでしまえばよかったのに。
It was looking like Urube wasn't really hearing what we were saying. But what really bothered me was that he kept saying he should have died. Come on, time to get mad. Yeah, isn't that kind of rude? We spent so much time saving you, and now you wanna die? How rude. We're also happy to hear that everyone has survived the explosion. We all worked really hard to save Urube and get him back. I don't care what he thinks he did wrong. How can he act like his life isn't important after all that? We put in so much effort into this, making sure you stay alive. Get mad. I really like the shocked expressions
すみません。
that everyone has. It really does reminds me of Phoenix Wright, which again is the same. I believe is the same illustrator. Like the person that did Phoenix Wright art is the one that did this game too. I don't care why you think you did. Don't you ever say you wish you were dead. Do you know how hard we worked to save you? We don't want you to die.
そうだったのですね。皆さんの気持ちも考えずに申し訳ありません。
Just think before you talk next time, okay?
聞け浦部。結局まだ誰も死んではいないし、お前はギリギリのところで俺たちの命を救おうとした。 罪はきちんと裁きを受けてから償えばいい。それよりも一人も欠けることなく生き残るために、今はお前の情報が欲しい。
シドさん。
Urube fell silent. When he finally spoke, it looked like he made up his mind.
私の父は大手建設会社の社長なのです。
Okay. How's that? I don't know. How's that related?
その父が自分の不正に気づいた記者を始末するためにバスの炎上事故を命じ、罪のない人々を巻き込んでしまった。たまたまその会話を聞いてしまった私は、父を、そして父が稼いだ汚い金で育てられた自分を嫌悪するようになりました。
Well, that is true actually, by the way. Like, you know how it says the president of a major construction company and being involved in illegal activity, that is possible actually. I mean, it probably happened in real life too. Or like, you know, organized criminals. I guess in Japan it would be like the Yakuza, you know, being involved with construction fraud, I guess, using the money, you know, that the city funds into construction projects, but then using like, for example, like worse materials, like cheaper materials than was intended, or like pretending to work on the construction project. But then what really happens is that, you know, everyone involved just embezzles the funds and just, you know, takes off the money. It actually happens, you know, real life. Anyway. Oh.
なんてこった。
そんな中、M2 という人物にネットで出会い、私は M2 の勧めで占いに没頭するようになったのです。
Wait, M2 is...
調べさんをここに呼び出した張本人の呼び名だね。
M2 はある日私に言いました。私の父が建設に関わっているこのテーマパークを爆破したいと。
Well, that's funny because, you know, your father actually built the theme park instead of doing more illegal activities. I don't know. I guess, well, because one of the scam I'm thinking of, I guess, you know, might not be limited to construction companies or actually like construction projects in particular. It could also just be like, you know, some kind of fraud, like money laundering, you know, anything to do with like organized criminals, I guess. Something like that.
私はその頃すでに M2 に浸水しきっていました。無条件で彼の言う言葉に賛成してしまったのです。
He paused for a moment and took a deep breath.
なるほどな。とすると、やはりワルドブーが M2 なのか。
Urube nodded silently.
M2 のワルドブーの正体は一体何者なんだ。
残念ながらそれは私にもわかりません。私はネットを通じてしか M2 と面識がないのです。
I was only an internet friend, you know.
その正体につながることも一切知りません。
調べさん、俺、そして浦部、7人の参加者の中で3人が同じ事件に関わっていたことはとても偶然とは思えないな。
So like, okay, so one of the... I don't know if it's the same person, but like Urube's father ordered the hit for the bus to crash into the car, I guess. Shidou's father was involved in the investigation of such incidents, and also probably got killed somehow, you know, because of, again, of Urube's father trying to cover everything up. And also, I guess, Shirobe's mentor, the magazine editor, reporter person, or whatever, I guess was the one who got killed, maybe? I'm not sure exactly. I don't know if they were in the bus or in the car. But either way, I guess they also got killed in the incident.
おい、若さ、メオシ、お前ら二人はこの事件に何か関わりはないのか。
Now, we know Meoshi was slightly involved. He was like a witness, but...
そんな偶然あるんだねってくらいで僕には何もないよ。
Wakasa is saying nothing.
僕もだ。その事故のこと自体、初めて聞いた。
Maybe she's lying. we know he's lying. But I guess, you know, for his own reasons. Because he's just too embarrassed to say, you know, that he was just a coward and didn't say anything when it first happened.
そうか。
It doesn't sound familiar to me either.
俺たちが意図的に集められたかに関してはひとまず保留だな。ワルドブーの正体はわからないものの情報は格段に増えた。
Yeah.
ご迷惑をおかけして申し訳ありませんでした。
Urube bowed his head. A knock suddenly sounded at the door. Mai was standing on the other side, a large grin on her face.
流星お兄ちゃん、目を覚ましたよ。
そうか。それじゃあ、みたらしの部屋で夜飯にするか。
Yeah, you should come with us too, Urube. He's been worried about you.
はい。
We all followed Mai back to Mitarashi's room. You know, I'm glad you got your, like, fortune-telling orb back as well, by the way. Somehow he had that. And when he woke up, you know, he's back to doing his weird pose with it. Well, it was the first time we all sat down to eat together in quite a while, but he didn't stay too long. Mitarashi was still recovering. As soon as we finished our meals, we headed off to our individual rooms. The moment I was through the door, I made a beeline for my bed. I'm so glad Urube's safe. He probably still felt guilty, but I was just happy that he was alive. Oh yeah, I should check my phone for messages. I'd forgotten that I sent my uncle a text about the notes we'd gotten. Oh, he replied. Perhaps I missed it in all the excitement.
残念ながらそのメモの内容についてはよくわからない。しかし、たとえどんな境遇でも必ず光はある。
You said that last
に
time.
向かっていくことを
You said that last time, Mr. Inafune.
といつか輝ける。
It doesn't help me. It's, you know, in the alternate dimension, alternate timeline. Just don't give up. I believe in you. And then, you know, that's not very practical advice. Oh, uncle. I was touched that my uncle took time to cheer me up, even with everything he was going through. I think he's just sitting there in the cage. Do they get fed? I assume they get fed. You know, you're reminded a bunch of hostages are in a cage in the weird tower castle thing. You know, they're all just sitting in one spot probably. They probably don't have their own room, so probably very stinky. You know, because no one has showered for like many days at this point, and they're like stuck together in a very like close space. Hopefully no one's claustrophobic. So anyway, I'm definitely going to do my best tomorrow. I'm so pumped up. A knock sounded. I bet that's Mai. Coming! I hurried to the door. When I opened it,
もう休んでいたか。
Shidou.
違うだろ
What? He looked hurt for some reason. Oh, Subaru.
う。俺の名前を呼ぶのはそんなに嫌か。
No, that's not it. I'm just not used to it yet. Anyway, do you need something?
いや、星を見に行かないかと思ってな。
Let's go on a romantic walk, I guess. What?
今日は特に星が綺麗だぞ。テラスから眺めると、まるで夜空と水面が溶け合っているように見えるんだ。
I guess we're just gonna... Because we're on a ship, right? So yeah, the hotel is in a ship. So we're just gonna walk around the ship's... what do you call it? The ship's deck, I guess is what you call it. That sounds incredible. Sure, I'd love to go.
あ、
I walk with Subaru to the terrace. Subaru. Wow, you're right. The view is amazing. I see nothing. Can't you see dark clouds? Where's the stars? I don't see any stars.
だろ
The water is so dark and it's reflecting the sky so clearly. It's like we're floating in space.
あ
We stood together and quietly gazed at the star-filled sky. Wait a second. We're all alone out here. And this is when I take the opportunity to push him off. As it turns out, Saki was evil this entire time. No. Suddenly, I was very aware of my heart pounding away in my chest.
ちっぽけだよな。
Huh?
いや、 こうして夜空を見上げていると、俺たちは本当に小さいなと、そう思っただけだ。
That's true. If you look at us from space's point of view, we're tiny, like plankton. And get that Krabby Patty. No, even if we're tiny, we're still alive. We have lives, even if they're really small. What? What is it? Did I say something weird?
いや、プランクトンなんて、
Plankton.
お前の口から出てくると滑稽だなと思
Oh,
っ
I just think of like an evil plankton wanting to get the secret formula. When I see the word plankton, was it really that weird?
た。いや、
I'd never seen Subaru's expression so soft and unguarded. He reached out and gently ran his fingers through my hair. Now my hair is gonna get greasy. Your hands. You wash your hands?
おかしくない。お前はそれでいい。いや、それがいいんだ。
Oh. I feel so lightheaded I fall off the ship and die. No. My world will narrow down to just a tender look in his eyes, and the feel of his hands playing in my hair, oh boy. I can't look away from his gamer glasses. The night breeze blew over the water and softly passed through the small space between us. Achoo!
寒いのか？
No, well, that is
どっちなんだ？
maybe just a little. I tried to hold his knees in, but couldn't. It totally broke the mood. I wanted to go bury myself, I was so embarrassed. I couldn't look at him. I heard a rustle and a warm wave settle on my shoulders.
来ておけ。
Oh, thank you. Subaru had placed his jacket around my shoulders. Wrapped up in it, my heart resumed its rapid pounding from before. It's so warm. This is his warmth. I could smell his cologne, too.
そうしていればもう少しここにいても大丈夫だろう。
What? He had spoken so quietly that I couldn't hear him, but he didn't repeat himself rather. I thought about asking him, but he changed my mind. We stayed outside gazing up at the stars together and lost track of time for a while. Again, how old is he? I'm just... He seems a little bit older. He's like a cop, right? So he's probably worked a few years on the beat, so probably older than 18 is what I'm saying. Probably like, if I had to guess, maybe 25, 24. I don't know, a little bit older. I guess it's not that big of an age gap. Still kind of weird, you know, because high school is like he's probably like university age. You know, at least someone who's finished university probably. But like, I don't know. Like, you know, different stages of life and everything. The older you get, you know, the age gap, matters less the older you get. But, you know, I feel like when you're like in high school and then like college, you know, you're like, like a little bit too far, like maturity-wise, is all I'm saying. I guess we'll see what happens when we do the Shirobei route, though. I don't know, he's like way older. I'm still a bit tense. I climbed back to bed as soon as I got into my room. It was only then that I remembered Mai would be spending the night with Shirobei, not me. Mitarashi actually suggested it, apparently. I also wonder how old Mitarashi is, too. It's probably gonna romance him, too. Oh boy. I hope they have a good time. My heart was still racing. I closed my eyes in a futile hope that sleep would calm me down. There were 2 days left. I'm gonna work hard tomorrow to save everyone. Alright, I assume this one's the same? Little pendant dream thing?
すっかり遅くな
And then they so bright. Probably because of the bus's lights or whatever. And they got crashed. So I assume, okay, so if we put the pieces together, I assume the culprit of this entire thing, aka M2, aka Count Hogstein, is probably one of the survivors of that crash. Probably one of the children in the family, you know? And that's why they want revenge or whatever, you know? The 6th day dawned and I headed to the lobby after finishing my breakfast, like usual. Everyone else was already there. Mitarashi, are you feeling better now?
心配かけたな。熱はもう下がった。バッチリだぜ。
He thumped his chest and grinned. Well, that's great. I glance over at Mai to see her wrapped around her father's leg. Awesome. They're actually starting to look like father and daughter. It was so cute. Duh. Hello? It's supposed to be voiced. He didn't say anything. Little bit caught my eye and smiled gratefully at me. Good morning. I smiled back happily.
3日目以来、ようやくまた7人でゲームに挑むことができるな。
Right. I feel better going to one of these dangerous games when all of us are here and trying to solve it together. And this is all because Subaru keeps us focused on getting out of here. No one actually said it, but I felt like all of us looked up to him as sort of like a leader. Leader? I'm sure today is going to be tough, but today we can do it. We asked the piglets to watch over Mai, then headed off to the plaza. Actually, let me check. Is this the final stage? This is, well, it doesn't say actually. What happens if I look at the save data? It says here, stage 6. Was stage 6 the last part? I can also go back up here. Stage 7 actually, so yeah. It seems like, according to the diary anyway, we can select chapters and everything. So we're stage 7 seems to be the last stage, so we're not at the end yet. I just wanna, see how close we are to the end. Anyway. The cow appeared to be genuinely amused when he saw us. But he was furious with us after the last game, worse than I'd ever seen him. How was he suddenly in such a good mood? I swallowed. There could only be one reason he was so happy. He had something particularly horrible in mind for us.
あのメモは一体何なんだ。
わからない。皆さんが一番知りたいことが書かれてるのに、知らんでありました。あなたなら想像つくんじゃない。
Hogstein routed on Shinobe, a glint in his eye.
憶測でしかないが、昨日手に入れたメモでようやく当たりがついた。
What? You know what they mean?
1日目の暗号3。太陽のことだと思ってたが、そうじゃなかった。あれは日曜のことだったんだ。そしてそれぞれのメモに書かれた単語の断片をつなぎ合わせて浮かび上がったのは。
Yep. I can't talk. As I said before, if I had to guess, it was probably the date of the crash, right?
俺が追っている例の事件の日付、そして炎上したバスの型番だった。
Oh, and the bus number as well? I don't remember the entire hint. I only remember Sunday 7, like 07/07 or something. I don't know if there's any other number I forgot. I don't remember. Anyway, the bus number.
炎上したバス。おいおい、何の話だ。
Does Mitarashi not know? You would think he would be connected too, but... That's right, we never told him. Mitarashi didn't know that Shirobei was investigating that case.
それで、その情報からメモが何を指しているのか分かったのか。
Mitarashi looked a bit disgruntled at being ignored.
残念ながら、そこまではわからない。
さてここで一つビッグニュースがあります。もし今日のゲームをクリアできたら、その場で報酬メモの答えを質問します。もしそれに正解できたら、なんと私が知らます。当然、ゲームもそこで終了。人質を無事に帰ってくれ。
Wow, what a deal.
やる気がめきめき湧いてきちゃったでしょ。
Really?
怪しいな。何か裏がありそうだ。
まあ、信じても信じない方式にどうぞ。というわけで、今日から私は結構決めてください。
The screen winked out. We barely noticed, too stunned by Hogstein's announcement.
なんだかわからねえが、
今日のゲームをクリアすることには変わりねえんだろ。よし、ここんとこ寝てばっかだったせいで体がなまって仕方がねえ。行くぞ。
待て流星。
ああ、
Mitarashi frowned.
流星、お前はここに残るんだ。
なんで？
言葉の意味は、流星、お前自身が一番よく分かっているはずだ。
わからねえな。
Mitarashi glared fiercely at Subaru, but was met with a steely determined gaze. Subaru pushed on Mitarashi's chest with one finger. Mitarashi flailed his arms wildly and landed hard on his back. Just like one finger man. You know, like One Punch Man has one finger? I don't know.
さっきから立っているので精一杯だったようだな。まだ体力が回復していないんだろう。
くそ、せっかく全員が集まったってのに。
Damn it! Now I won't have any, screen time. They've been out of action for like 2 days already. I don't get my time in the spotlight. Is what he would be saying if this was like a meta comedy anime. Mitarashi punched the ground. I laid a hand on his shoulder. Please don't push yourself. You should go back and rest.
仕方ねえな。
He wasn't pleased about it, but I could see he knew arguing won't get him anywhere.
やれやれ。よく気づいたな。お前さんの洞察力には恐れ入るよ。まったく。
ま、あの傷がそんなに簡単に癒えるわけはないだろうからな。
That was incredible. We said our goodbyes to Mitarashi and followed the piglet to the day's attraction. What's the next one? I don't know. We're actually just following the formula as intended, which I actually like. I do actually want to see the other games and all the puzzles and everything. They're fun.
ねえねえ、さっきのあれ本当なのかな？
Because we didn't get the chance in Naoshi's route. Now I do wonder if we do the same ones on the other routes. I don't know. Who? Hogstein?
そう、本気かどうかはわからないけどさ、報酬メモの答えが分かったら自首するって。
底意地の悪いあいつのことだ。大方、答えがわからないとでも思ってるのか、単純に俺たちを揺さぶって楽しんでるのか。おい、若さ、目惜しい。お前ら、あの事件のことを本当に何も知らないのか？
バスの事故なんて全然知らないよ。だって10年以上前の話でしょ？
Maybe Wakaza doesn't know. Like I don't know. Like, is he lying or? I know Meoshi's lying, but Wakaza, I don't know if Wakaza's lying about it.
正確には12年前だ。
そしたら僕まだ3歳。
Yeah, he'd be very young, right? Well, actually, what is his age? So 5 plus 12 would be 17? Okay, he's just the same age as Saki, I guess.
昨日も言ったけど、僕も記憶にない。
Meoshi, stop lying. It would help if you just stop lying.
いや、しかしだな。当時はそれなりにニュースにもなってたし。
それより、これから行くアトラクション。
Okay, he's just changing the subject. Oh well. Wait, did Meoshi just change the subject? Yeah.
元になったのは動物キャラになって演奏を楽しむバンドアニマルファミリー。
Ooh, a rhythm
演奏ゲー
game.
ムだ。ソフト1本で8人までセッションができるのが話題になって大ヒットを飛ばしたんだ。
8 people playing a rhythm game at one time? Is that actually a thing? In real life, is there a game like that? I wonder. Because like 8 people in general, and unless it's like an online game, generally speaking, like 8 people for one console is often unheard of. Unless you have like an expansion pack, maybe for like GameCube, I think. Wasn't the GameCube the one where you can like expand how many players you can have or something? Like for example, for Smash. I don't know. I don't remember though. Is he talking faster than he normally does? I mean, we know this, but you know, definitely pretending he doesn't know about the bus accident. As we came up to the building, we realized it looked like a giant tree. What is this music? Around it were plants with instruments growing on them. Cute little animals were playing at the entrance. The PA system's hiss cut off. Right. Just like before, a piglet led the way as we stepped inside. What are they saying? What? A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 or something? Like counting numbers or? We passed down a dark hallway, and at the end there was something like a studio with chairs and instruments in various spots. I guess we're just gonna play rock band. Is that what it is? And I see some, you know, some giant weights on top of the instruments. So we literally have to get a perfect song. You know, it gotta be perfect. Otherwise, we die. You know. A big screen hung in the back of the room. Music notes are streaming from right side of the screen to the left. Shidou groaned.
多分大丈夫。このスクリーンを見る限り、リズムゲームと同じ仕組みだから。楽器をうまく弾くよりも、タイミングよく音を鳴らすことが重要なんだと思う。
Okay, you don't have to play like a particular melody. Just strum it. Like if a guitar, just strum it, you know, or something. Doesn't matter which note you're playing.
タイミングか。
そう。スクリーンを流れてきた音符が左端に来て光った時に指定の楽器の音が鳴ればいい。
見た目ほどは敷居は高くなさそうですね。
さあ、今夜の公演に向けてリハーサルだ。まずは担当する楽器を決めようぜ、ベイベー。
Bye bye. What? The announcer sounded pretty excited.
担当する楽器か。見たところ、種類はギター、ベース、ドラム、キーボードの4つだな。
ボーカルはないの？
Yeah, Wakasa would definitely be a good fit for this. He's a musician and everything. At least, you know, as a pop idol anyway. Of course he'd be upset. He's a singer. An actual celebrity in a hostage situation? Gosh, the news must be having a field day with this.
ベースは俺が担当しよう。学生の頃に少しかじったことがある。
Used to play back in college. Okay. Wait, you were in a band, Subaru?
悪いか。
No, of course not. Nothing wrong per se, but it certainly was unexpected.
じゃあ僕はギターで。ギター系のリズムゲームが得意だから。
Well, I don't know. Guitar Hero isn't exactly equivalent to actual guitar. It's slightly, I mean, it's completely different actually, completely different muscle memory. Especially because you have to like press different notes on the guitar compared to like giant buttons on the Guitar Hero controller, you know. I don't know if it's equivalent, Miyoshi, but obviously we're not playing real guitar, I guess.
私はキーボードを担当しましょう。小さい頃にピアノを習わされたのが役に立つかもしれません。
All we've got left now is the drums, but there are 3 of us. We looked at each other.
お前たち、楽器の経験は？
How hard can it be? You know, you just hit it. All 3 of us shook our heads. Just use your stick and just hit the drums.
真ん中がバスドラムとタム、右がフロアタムとシンバル、左がスネアとシンバルを担当するのがいいだろう。
I don't know what any of those are. Well, it's the different parts of the drums, Saki. Come on. Even if you don't know the specific names.
困ったな。
要はリズムに合わせて鳴らせばいいんだよね。
ああ。で、 それぞれの担当だが、おそらく真ん中が一番激しくなるだろう。ドラムはリズムの要になる楽器だ。真ん中はリズム感が一番いいやつが担当するのがベストだ。
Oh,
俺はパスだ。
どうでしょう。とりあえず試しにやってみるというのは。
そうだな。それじゃあそれぞれちょっと演奏してみてくれ。
we all nodded. What should I do? You think Wakasa will be somewhat good at it, you know, just because he never played drums before. You would think he would have a sense of rhythm. You know, the fact that he's a singer in the first place. Unless he lip syncs, you know? Unless he's like Britney Spears or something, I don't know. Anyway, I'll go first, why not? I'll go. I raise my hand, I might as well just try it out and see what happens.
やる気は感じられるが大丈夫か?
I'll try my best. Subaru seemed worried and his concern ended up being justified. Well. Oh, I should have waited. In the end, we decided that Wakasa would take the middle position. It seemed obvious in hindsight, of course he'd have excellent rhythm. Shirobei claimed he wouldn't be that good, but he wasn't nearly as bad as he thought. So I guess that makes me the worst. Oops. Well, I'll do the best I can, haha.
10分くれ。彼女に最低限のことを叩き込む。
Subaru pulled me aside for a crash course in playing the drums.
さあ、一緒にやってみるぞ。ドラムの前に座れ。
Okay. I sat down and picked up the sticks, but as I did, Subaru reached around behind my back and placed his hands on mine. Oh gosh.
譜面をよく見て、まずはリズムを体で覚えるんだ。
Right. I watched the streaming notes and started tapping a steady rhythm.
そうだ。ここからピッチが速くなるから難しいぞ。
Wow.
焦るな。ドラムがリズムを崩すと、すべての楽器が調子を崩す。
Got it. Before I knew it, the 10 minutes had flown by. Everyone moved to their respective places and the announcer's voice rang out. Alright, I can do this. What? It's what in the translation it says totally metal, huh? But actually I think in Japanese it's like very... What do you say actually? He says something about funky. Yeah, funky daro. You know, isn't that funky? I guess is what he said. Ah! All of our heads whipped up to look at the ceiling. Right above us was a gigantic wig with Hogstein's face on it. Oh, I didn't notice the Hogstein face, actually. I guess there is.
見ろ、スクリーンの端にカウント数が出ている。おそらくあれが間違いの数だ。
これまさに死ぬ気でやらなきゃならんな。
You better get that full combo, otherwise you literally die. Yeah. Oh, the music began before we were ready. As each note reached the left side and lit up, I beat my section of the drums, trying my best to remember all Subaru taught me. Stay calm, don't panic. I could see everyone straining to play along with the notes. My own palms were getting slick with nervous sweat. If the drums lose the rhythm, everyone will get off the beat. I steadied myself and continued playing. Finally... Yay! Okay. We don't actually get to play, unfortunately. It'd be kind of cool if there was like a minigame we actually do like a little rhythm section, but oh well.
よし、やったぞ。
Ew. We missed plenty of notes, but somehow we managed to keep the number under 30.
心臓がおかしくなりそうだよ。もうこんなの嫌だ。
やれやれ。慣れないことをするとどっと疲れるもんだぜ。
少し休憩しましょう。皆さんお疲れのようですし。
ああ
We all collapsed on the floor, unable to hold ourselves up any longer. I didn't want to ever do that again.
チクシュこんなものをクリアしながら報酬メモの答えを考えろってのか。
Kiribei scrubbed his hands with his hair angrily. We stayed there until we caught our breaths, then moved into the next room. My heart still feels like it's racing.
命がかかっていたからな。ん？おいコータ、どうした？
Out of the blue, Miyoshi sat back down again, not looking at anyone. What's wrong?
いや、なんでもない。
Just as quickly, he got back up and left the room. What's going on? He's acting weird. I don't know.